KFDX-3 News, the spirit of Texoma. KFDX-3 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Gwen Bethel.
And I'm Doug Bilyeu. Gas prices around Texoma continue to drop, putting more money back in your pocket, but some local organizations hope it means an increase in volunteers and necessary donations.
Jason Calder spoke with Meals on Wheels and Campfire USA officials today. And Jason, do they think people will help out with their extra money and time because of what's happening right now?
Well, they do, especially with both of these organizations using a lot of vehicles to provide their services. Now, while they've seen a little relief, they're saying they hope it's a trend that will continue in the upcoming months.
Meals on Wheels volunteers drop off hot meals each day, but recently fewer drivers have been pulling in to help.
Right now, we are still probably, I would guess, probably 25 or 30 volunteers short.
Betty Brown with Senior Citizen Services of North Texas says that's due to high gas prices and a troubling economy.
I think the public, in times such as this, the economy isn't real stable, and I think they kind of draw within themselves to kind of protect themselves from these unknowns. It kind of scares us.
Campfire USA has 10 vans that pick up children every day. Executive Director Betty Ricks says when they're not shelling out money to gas them up, they're working on other expensive problems.
If it's not gasoline, it's a repair, maintenance, or something on those vans. Right now we have one getting a new transmission, which is not cheap.
But with lower prices at the pump, Brown and Ricks are feeling more positive about the future.
We hope and pray that people will think, oh, this is good. I can get out there and do things now, and maybe they'll come through and volunteer for us.
Where it costs $100, to fill up a van, it's a lot less right now, and so we're grateful for that. We have a real positive attitude because the community has supported us so well for almost 100 years, and we don't believe they're going to stop now.
Now, in the past month alone, prices have dropped in Texas a little more than $1.30 a gallon. That helps everyone, but definitely gives hope to the nonprofits that rely on community support.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jason. And by the way, Meals on Wheels has been providing $25 gas cards to help volunteer drivers. They say they will continue to do that even though prices have dropped some. Well, some Petrolia School District parents say on a school bus route, the 70-mile-an-hour zone has caused too many close calls, and they want the speed limit lowered. The route's along Highway 79, and just this morning, Dean resident Jennifer Miles says a bus stopped in front of her home to pick up her 7-year-old son when a car behind it tried to speed past the bus on the shoulder, stopping only a few feet away from her child. Petrolia School Superintendent Dareth Welch says it's a problem he thinks is going to take more than just lowering the speed limit to solve.
The drivers are breaking the law, and they know better than going around a bus on either side. And if we could only have law enforcement there when it happens, then they would be fined a great deal of money.
We don't want someone inadvertently to hit our child or to hit a car and have a death, and when it's completely avoidable.
Welch says he has plans to meet with TxDOT representatives this week to try and come up with a solution before someone gets hurt.
Well, the 18-year-old who survived a car wreck in Electra 2 weeks ago remains in critical condition tonight in the intensive care unit at United Regional. Alyssa Williford's father says she started to wake up from a drug-induced coma, and he says Alyssa does not recognize people, though, and can't talk, but that she has started opening her eyes and turning to look at people who enter her room. Alyssa's dad also says that she's making baby steps every day and will likely go to Denver, Colorado for rehabilitation. He says doctors are still evaluating her condition and do not know the extent of her head injuries. Now, if you'd like to help the family out with their medical expenses, an account has been set up now in Alyssa's name at Fidelity Bank. Well, the man Electra Police say is responsible for assaulting Chief Johnny Morris last night is in jail with a long list of charges stemming from that incident. 39-year-old Rene Garcia Quiones is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault against a public servant, 2 counts of criminal trespass, including criminal trespass with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of resisting arrest. Around 5 o'clock last night, Chief Morris, seen here, and another officer were attempting to arrest Quiones for criminal trespass when he became uncooperative. He assaulted Morris and then fled on foot, according to authorities, but he was caught soon after. Morris was treated and released from Electra Memorial Hospital with some scrapes and bruises.
In less than a week now, one of two former candidates for Clay County Sheriff is finally going to have reason to celebrate. Republican Tom Griffin says he's anxious to bring his 22.5 years experience back to the department, but since leaving after the 2004 election, he's certainly stayed busy.
In Wichita Falls at AMR, approximately 20 years. Part-time, I've been here for a little over 3.5 years. I've been on the fire department here for 25 years, and I'm currently the mayor pro tem on the city council here, and I've been on city council for a little over 5 years. I've spent 18.5 years in law enforcement concentrating on being the best law enforcement officer that I could be. I don't have any training in being an EMT. I don't have any desire to be a mayor of any city, and I don't know the first thing about putting out a fire. But I can tell you this, if you have a burglary or a crime committed against your family, you can count on me being there.
Democrat Kenny Lemons has been with the Wichita County Sheriff's Office since leaving Clay County's department back in 2001. He says if he returns this time as sheriff, he'd bring his many years of experience in criminal investigations with him. Well, with 5 days to go, Barack Obama took his case to the nation tonight in a half-hour infomercial that he paid to have run on 7 national TV networks.
John McCain said it showed off Obama's huge campaign war chest, money that McCain claims was improperly raised. Steve Handelsman has the latest now from Washington.
As Obama's half-hour paid commercial began, carried live nationwide on NBC, CBS, Fox, and cable networks, Obama was at a big rally in the biggest battleground state, Florida.
We are going to win this election.
With perfect timing, Obama Live joined the TV infomercial broadcast.
And ask you to be involved in your own democracy again. America, the time for change has come. In 6 days, we can choose hope over fear and unity over division.
John McCain, too, had campaigned in Florida.
We've got to win the state of Florida, my friends.
McCain can't afford an infomercial. He's using only public campaign funds. Obama went back on his word to do that and raised the millions needed to buy blocks of TV time. McCain complained to Larry King on CNN.
So we don't know who those donors are. Their response will be, oh, well, they're just small donors. We don't know that. We don't know that because they're undocumented. What does the broken promise behind tonight's infomercial say about the value of his other commitments?
Obama's show profiled voters suffering in the economic crisis.
This election's a defining moment. The chance for our leaders to meet the demands of these challenging times and keep faith with our people.
Obama's closing argument, actually very similar to McCain's in this last week. Obama said everything voters need to hear has probably been said. Now it's reminders through Tuesday. I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Washington.
What is a picture worth to so many children? It could mean a forever family. Often victims of abuse and neglect, these children are now in state custody waiting for a family that they can call their own. The Heart Gallery of Northwest Texas features portraits of these very special children that capture their personalities, their spirit. You can see all the children involved in this project who are up for adoption this Saturday night from 6 to 9 in Benoit Photography Studio on Midwestern Parkway. Now, if you want more information, just jump on our website. That's TexomasHomepage.com, where you'll find a link.
Well, Skip's in now. How about that trick-or-treat forecast for the kiddos, huh?
Tell you what, if children don't mind a little bit of wind and temperatures in the 60s, it's going to be perfect. We're going to start Thursday much in the same tone as we had today. Sunshine, light south winds, temperatures near 50, sunrise at 7:52. By the afternoon, winds begin to pick up, but so do the temperatures, so the forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, Skip, thanks. Well, still to come, it may be as simple as turning on the tap, but getting drinkable water where it needs to go on Shepherd Air Force Base, that's a 24-hour job.
We'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to get H2O from the plant to the tap in tonight's Shepherd Profile. Stay with us.
You're watching KFDX-3 News at 10 with Doug Billieu and Gwen Bevel. KFDX-3 News, the spirit of Texoma. Closed captioning on KFDX is brought to you by Wichita Falls Personal Injury Attorneys, Mason, Snodgrass, and Ostovich.
Sutherlands wants to invite all their friends to the big stove sale. There's lots to choose from. Portable heaters, vent-free electric stoves, wood-burning fireplaces. Go green with pellets. Check out the Big E stove. Heats up to 2,200 square feet. Right now, Sutherlands is offering special financing. No interest or payment for 6 months when you spend $299 on your Sutherlands credit card. Get the Sutherlands for the big stove sale. Sutherlands, helping our friends build it better.
As a third-generation Lawtonian, I see a bright future for the community that I grew up in, and I plan to do all that I can so that when I hand it over to my daughter, that it's in a better condition than the one that was given to me.
Charles Ortega, a humble man with a servant's heart. He's our conservative candidate for the House, standing for less government, lower taxes, traditional marriage, and for a rural way of life. Charles Ortega for state representative.
Fine dining, entertainment, and a winning experience awaits you. Experience Kiowa today.
Experience our Halloween Safe Street for kids outside at the casino on October 31st from 3 to 6 p.m. You'll find lots of vendors, lots of candy, and lots of fun. Plus, don't miss our Safe Street for adults from 8 p.m. to midnight with a costume contest including over $2,200 in cash prizes with a $500 free play.
We invite you to experience a safe and happy Halloween with us here at the Kiowa Casino.
Experience Kiowa today.
Juanita Pavlick for District Judge, 89th District. Restore dignity. Bring back dedication. Establish decisiveness. Add distinction. Graham Purcell, former 89th District Judge, former U.S. Congressman.
Juanita Pavlick is one of the finest, most knowledgeable district judges we've ever had.
Juanita Pavlick for District Judge, 89th District. Judge for yourself.
This evening's Weather Watcher segment on KFDX is brought to you by the State Farm office of Matt Patterson. And now, your KFDX-3 weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Skip McBride.
While you look at the high and the low, I had a phone call a little bit ago asking if the first freeze contest was still going strong. Yes, it is. Get the day, the hour, and the minute that you think that we're going to hit 32 degrees at Wichita Falls this morning. We had a 41 and send it into Channel 3. We'll see what we can do. 75 our high this afternoon, 71, 47 normal, 30 in 1993, 92 in 1937. 75 today, 77 last year, 10 years ago, a few clouds, and 85 degrees. And we're going to see some 80s over the next several days because we have a ridge of high pressure that covers almost the entire country from coast to coast and from border to border. About the only place that's got rain and snow, as you'll see in just a minute, in the Northeast. Not here, nothing but clear skies. Take a look at this. Union Square Credit Union Tower Cam 3 put this in motion. Not that you'd notice that it is moving, except maybe a few cars driving around down here, and you begin to see the sun go down and get a little darker, but there are no clouds out there. Temperatures this afternoon were in the 70s with 180-degree reading at Walters, 72 at Duncan. Everybody else nestled from 74 at Archer City and Olney to 76 in Electra, Frederick. A couple of 77s, around 78s as well, and we're going to see them warmer tomorrow. We'll see a lot of upper 70s and low 80s, 2 or 3 like 81, 82, something like that. Not real hot. Tonight, temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, north and south of the Red River. For the most part, upper 50s, and I guess the warmest temperature was Kroll at 63 degrees, everybody else, and Bowie, everyone else sitting slightly lower than that. 56 in Wichita Falls, 59% humidity. Dew point at 42, south winds at 9, 30.17, and holding steady as a barometer. It's going to be interesting. Temperatures aren't going to fall more than another 4 or 5 degrees across the area because there's nothing to bring in cooler air. There's a lot of that is ground clutter. It's not really snowing like that. In fact, things have started to clear out a little bit, but maybe in extreme northern New England, a little bit of snow and rain mixed across the south. Beautiful weather. The next storm system, though, begins to take shape out here to the west, and it's going to try to push into this ridge of high pressure, but it's going to take a while to get here. The one that's going to make impact is this little cold air up here to the north. That's going to push down and bring some chillier air to the northern tier of states, which right now are running in the 40s and 50s with the coldest air in New England. Put this in motion for just a moment because all it is high pressure, beautiful weather, nothing going on here or across a big part of the nation. Clear skies, 48 to 52 overnight. Winds, we're going to be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And in the morning, we're going to go with 70 by noon, south winds at 10 to 20. The afternoon, 76 to 80. Gusty south winds. Fall back Sunday, 2 o'clock, comes 1 o'clock. Nighttime temperatures in the 50s. And finally, I think the middle of the end of next week, we're going to see some more cold air come out of Canada and come out of the Rockies. So look for a chill down about Thursday.
Nice Halloween.
Yep. Okay.
Way to go, Skip.
Well, the economic crisis erupted in frustration in Washington today with teachers, engineers, and local politicians begging Congress for money.
And former homeowners literally dumping their troubles at the government's door.
And Tracey Potts has the latest now from Washington on that, plus the Federal Reserve's decision today to cut interest rates once again.
I'm bringing the furniture to your door, Fannie Mae. I have no home.
These families claim they could have avoided foreclosure if the government would restructure more loans.
Half a point cut in the Fed funds rate.
Today, the Federal Reserve cut 2 key interest rates, another half point amid fears of a recession.
The way it was worded, I think it's clearly what they're worried about.
The rate cut didn't seem to appease investors. The Dow closed down 74 points today. But in America's cities, job losses have already left many families helpless.
Schools report a steady stream of anxious parents, often in tears, pleading for free meals for their children because they just don't have the 70 cents per day for reduced price meals.
Trenton, New Jersey's mayor told Congress he's cut police, firefighters, and faces a 43% tax hike.
I say help. I need somebody, not just anybody.
New York State's projected deficit in 2010, over $12 billion.
New York doesn't need a handout. We need a hand back.
States and cities want billions from Uncle Sam to build schools and highways and put people back to work.
People don't understand the Wall Street bailout. People understand if you build a road, you put a shovel in someone's hand, that creates a job.
The White House is skeptical.
A lot of the claims that are made about how much transportation could actually help build the economy are overblown.
South Carolina's governor argues a $150 billion stimulus on top of trillions in debt isn't smart.
At some point, you know, you got to pay for what's already on the table.
Or for many families now, find a place for the table to go. Tracey Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Stay tuned. Tonight's Shepherd Profile is up next.
And a little bit later in medical headlines, I'll tell you how those restless nights of sleep are affecting your ticker. Stay with us.
Coming up on Thursday's KFDX-3 News today, it's Halloween time, so haunting and spooking, they're norms this time of year. But is there something deeper, something psychological about why we love Halloween? We'll have the answers for you bright and early on Thursday morning.
Don't miss Bealls and Stage Opportunity Days. Everywhere you look, it's 50% off. It's 50% off our entire stock of career blouses, 50% off Dockers sports shirts, and 50% off shoes for the family. It's your big opportunity to save. Only at Bealls and Stage.
Why do liberal groups from Washington who share Barack Obama's values wage a negative campaign for Keith Irwin attacking our Senator Don Barrington? They can't stand that Senator Barrington fights for our southwestern Oklahoma values. Don Barrington is protecting the life of the unborn, defending traditional marriage, ensuring our Second Amendment rights, and endorsed by Oklahoma teachers and rural health care providers. When you see their next ad, remember Keith Irwin is standing with Barack Obama and against Senator Barrington, who shares our rural values.
I love steak mix.
Enjoy your steaks, gentlemen.
Is this it?
You didn't order?
Oh, valet's getting mine. I'm not a steak guy anymore, you know? There it is. Triple steak burrito. See, I'm more of a triple steak kind of guy.
Oh.
Taco Bell's new triple steak burrito. Steak, and more grilled marinated steak. There's steak night, then there's triple steak night.
Triple steak guys, that's what we are. In here. That's awesome. Very attractive.
I love it.
Lots of room back there in the back. Yeah, it's got all kinds of room in it, man. We drove it down a huge mountain. It's still as smooth as can be.
Loads of power.
Hemi, top of the line.
Can't even feel the trailer back there.
Go, 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 go.
Shepherd Profile on KFDX is brought to you by Herb Easley Motors. You're watching KFDX-3 News at 10, Texoma's most watched news.
Welcome back. It's as easy as turning on the tap, but actually getting water where it needs to go isn't all that simple.
Now, Shepherd Air Force Base, of course, has its own water system, and in tonight's Shepherd Profile, Erica Rosales gives us a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to keep the H2O on Shepherd flowing.
So we would just come out here.
Utility shop supervisor Jeremy Dincher does the type of work that people don't usually notice until something goes wrong.
We maintain pH and chlorine tests daily. We ensure that our 3 distribution pumps aren't failed. We run through those every day.
The utility shop airmen maintain the storage of approximately 3 million gallons of water and make sure it's successfully distributed throughout the base. But their top priority,
firefighting capability, would have to be, our number one. That's what we're here for.
Water for firefighting and every other use of water on base is taken from the Jasper Water Treatment Plant. The system runs on wireless signals to check for water level and correct water distribution. Dincher says basically it can run itself, but hands-on testing is the only way to make sure it's safe.
We make sure all the chlorine is correct and the pH readings. If you have too high of a chlorine, negative things will happen.
Utility shop airman Rodney Martin goes through the daily process of checking the water. For the most part, he says the readings are normal, but when things are off, these airmen have to be ready to respond.
Recently what happened was our chlorine was too low, and so we had to empty our tank out, and we had to super chlorinate it, make sure all the bacteria and all that was all right.
As self-sustaining as the system is, these airmen are in charge of making sure it's monitored 24 hours a day. And for all this behind-the-scenes work, they say the biggest reward is providing quality H2O without a hitch. Erica Rosales, KFDX 3 News.
The utility shop airmen tell us Shepherd usually goes through about 1 million gallons of water each day. That's except in the summer months, of course, when water usage jumps at the base to 2.5 million gallons of water. Well, they're taking a shot at the record books in Minnesota today.
And we'll tell you what's going on and how the flu is involved in that. It's right after the break.
14 strangers are about to get real.
I don't care how dark it seems, I'm coming for you.
Dr. Phil's Get Real Retreat. Tomorrow at 3 on KFDX 3.
When I wanted to remodel my kitchen, I was afraid it would take weeks. With Breegle's, the workers were done in just days, and my kitchen was beautiful. For my next home improvement, you can be sure I'll choose Breegle's.
We install confidence.
Let's see, I have to get gas, pay my electric bill, pay the mortgage. That leaves me with not a lot. For $5, I could choose from one of 8 featured sandwiches and get a foot long, or for the same $5, a 6-inch fresh value meal with chips and a 21-ounce drink. Now that's getting a lot for your money.
Choose from one of 8 featured sandwiches any day, anytime, as a $5 foot long or a $5 6-inch fresh value meal with Frito-Lay chips and a 21-ounce drink. Subway, eat fresh.
Charges for MRIs can reach thousands of dollars. Now, there is a new low-cost alternative, Doctors MRI. The best part is, Doctors MRI charges only $5.99 for an MRI. That's only $5.99 for the same test you get at other imaging facilities, with no hidden fees and most major insurance accepted. Call for an appointment and save thousands of dollars at Doctors MRI, the low-cost alternative. Now open in Lawton. Go to doctorsmri.com.
Remember Don Barrington? He took the big insurance companies with him to the state senate and left the rest of us behind. Barrington voted against a plan that would make it easier to collect child support payments from deadbeat dads. He opposed a bill making it easier to put nurses in public schools to treat children. And Don Barrington voted against making it easier for small businesses to provide health insurance for employees and their families. Don Barrington, he just won't stand up for us.
Hi, I'm Anthony Patterson with BMW of Wichita Falls, and I've got Wichita Falls' best-kept secret. Right now, you can lease a new 08 BMW 3 Series for only $426 a month. See for yourself at BMW of Wichita Falls, your luxury import place.
Well, topping our look at medical headlines tonight, the folks up in Minnesota take their cold and flu season seriously.
The University of Minnesota may have shattered the record for most flu shots dispensed in just one day. At this huge event in the Twin Cities yesterday, they administered 11,538 shots. More than 60 trained personnel gave out those shots on 4 campuses to those connected with the university.
Well, the negative effects of obstructive sleep apnea extend to people with minor cases, including those who don't even know that they have the condition. Researchers from the UK compared artery stiffness levels among 64 people with mild cases of obstructive sleep apnea to those without the condition. They found levels were much higher in people with mild cases of sleep apnea, which researchers say could actually be an early indicator of heart disease. Experts say these patients may be able to benefit from CPAP therapy that helps open the airways during sleep.
Well, Tobin is in now. Football is what we're talking, right? A little soccer action.
Football out at the MSU soccer field. Yes, the men and women in action. Find out how they did next in sports.
Fred Loya Insurance and the Loya Insurance Group is one of the fastest growing insurance companies in America, and it's no accident. While most national insurance companies base their rates on a customer's credit rating, Fred Loya Insurance bases your rates on a good driving record and claims history. At Fred Loya, we're not out to try and sell you more insurance, but save you money on the insurance you already have. So if you're insured with a company that bases their rates on your credit rating, call us and compare them to Fred Loya Preferred and see why thousands of people are switching their car insurance to Fred Loya and saving money today. Loya Insurance Group, where being local matters.
Medical Headlines on KFDX is brought to you by Fred Loya Insurance.
Right now, get 0% APR financing on 2008 Jeep Wrangler.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Wow, this brown bag special is really amazing.
I know, it's a great deal.
I mean, never in my life did I think I would get this much food for $6.99. It's like one of the happiest days of my life right now.
Really? How about our wedding day?
The food was good on that day too, but I think that this still probably wins.
Brown bag special. Sonic's got it, others don't. A Sonic-sized deal with 2 burgers, 2 tots, and 2 drinks for just $6.99. And for dessert, try the new Sticky Bun Dough Blast.
The scariest thing about this Halloween at Riverwind Casino is not the decorations. And it's not the spooky trick or treating. No, the scariest thing about Halloween at Riverwind is how you'll react if you win a Porsche 911 Carrera. Enter the Halloween $50,000 cash and Porsche 911 giveaway. Scare up some fun at Riverwind Casino and scream with delight. It's what winning feels like.
And now, your KFDX-3 Sports Report with Tobin McDuff.
Robert Swan earned Defensive Player of the Week honors for his performance in Midwestern State's win over St. Edwards last week. He scored the game-winning goal for the nation's top team. The win was the Mustangs' 11th in a row. Tonight, the Mustangs open a 3-game homestand looking for number 12 as they host St. Mary's University. And it was Nick Auditore getting the first goal of the game to put the Mustangs on top. And the number 1 team in the nation would roll on to a victory tonight by the final of 3-0. MSU's Carrie Bristow earned the Lone Star Conference Offensive Player of the Week honor today. She has helped the Mustangs build a 5-game win streak heading into this afternoon's contest against Central Oklahoma. A win today would move MSU into sole possession of 3rd place. Let's head back out to the MSU soccer field. There you see Carrie Bristow, and here you see Kelsey Hill maneuvering her way towards her 13th goal of the season. She would add a 2nd goal in this game, and Midwestern State's women also enjoy a 3-0 victory this afternoon, and they are now in sole possession of 3rd place.
It feels good. It does. You know, we had some tough competition. Fortunately, we got things together while we were on the road, and when we got back home, we were able to ride that momentum in here. But it makes a difference playing here. It does. But this is a good, talented soccer team. I'm proud of them.
And they now enjoy a 6-game winning streak. That should actually say Wichita Falls and Fairbanks are tied scoreless in the first period. Fairbanks and the Wildcats just underway in Alaska. Let's head to Oklahoma City. Actually, it is now 3-0. Yes, wow, Fairbanks has jumped on top 3-0. Wow. And that is in the first period. There you see the Oklahoma City Thunder starting things off at the Ford Center against the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, and Richard Jefferson got an early start going in this one. He finished with 20 points as the Bucks jumped down to an early 18-7 lead. We move to the second quarter. Michael Redd with the steal, picks Kevin Durant's pocket and goes in for the layup. as the Bucks have a 17-point lead. Michael Redd finishes with 20 points as well as Milwaukee hands the Thunder a 98-87 loss. The San Antonio Spurs hosting Shaquille O'Neal and the Phoenix Suns tonight. And the very tip-off, 5 seconds into the contest, the Hack-a-Shack is already underway. Jokingly, the Spurs foul him, and Greg Popovich says, yeah, we're going to do that all season long, Shaq. And, well, the last laugh, though, would belong to the Suns tonight as Steve Nash buries a three-pointer. He had 13 points and 13 assists. Phoenix gets the win, 103-98. And we have a World Series champion. Philadelphia and Tampa Bay resumed that suspended game, and Jeff Jenkins led things off with a double, and he would later score to put the Phils on top 3-2, and then in the bottom of the 7th, Pedro Feliz comes through with an RBI single, and that would prove to be the game-winning RBI and the series-winning RBI. Philadelphia Phillies are your World Series champions.
A little late in the year, but they got there.
It's done.
All right, Tobin, thanks.
And we'll be right back.
Sports on KFDX is brought to you by US Cellular and your local Toyota dealers.
Truck Month is back at Texoma's #1 volume Chevy dealer, Herb Easley Chevrolet. You're going to love these Truck Month prices. Plus, we're even going to throw in up to $500 of free accessories with every new Silverado purchase. Get big Truck Month savings on an 08 Silverado regular cab on sale for a super low $13,498. Or choose a popular 08 Silverado extended cab on sale for only $18,997. It's all here during Truck Month at Herb Easley Chevrolet.
Trace Adkins, live in concert. Trace Adkins. Special guest. Craig Morgan, powered by Case IH. Trace Adkins. Saturday, December 6th at K. Yeager Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now. Trace Adkins.
You've played it smart all year, waiting for the perfect moment to get the most for your money. Your time has come. Toyota's clearance payoff is on. Big deals on all 6 of Toyota's popular SUVs. More SUVs than any other manufacturer. Save with 0 APR on a new 08 RAV4, Highlander, or FJ Cruiser. 0 APR on an 08 4Runner, or 0 for 60 on a new 08 Sequoia. The Toyota clearance payoff only at your Toyota dealer.
Ever tasted something so delicious it was darn near perfect? That's DQ's Steak Finger Country Basket. One bite of that crispy, crunchy, tender steak and I'm in heaven. Especially now that the steak fingers are even bigger. And now you can get them for just $3.99. And nothing goes better with a DQ Steak Finger Country Basket than our November Blizzard of the Month, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard. For the best treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, DQ just tastes better. DQ,
that's what I like about Texas.
Daisy Lawler voted to give illegal immigrants in-state tuition to Oklahoma colleges. Dennis Johnson co-authored legislation to stop in-state tuition. Daisy Lawler and Dennis Johnson. They couldn't be more different on illegal immigration.
Corey Holland is a husband, father, and man of faith who will work hard and stand strong for our conservative values.
You have to be someone who's willing to not take no for an answer if no is the wrong answer.
Strong conservative leadership for southwestern Oklahoma. Corey Holland for representative.
And your Subway Day Planner, 50 degrees to start out, sunshine all day long, light winds in the morning, but winds will pick up a bit in the afternoon, gusting 20 to 25, 78 for a high in the afternoon. And then Friday, much the same conditions, a little bit more wind. The winds really will start blowing about Sunday as that storm system to the northwest begins to build. So colder air coming toward the end of next week, the way it looks right now.
Great trick-or-treat forecast, though.
Great trick-or-treat.
Couldn't ask for better. Thanks, Skip. And thank you so much for joining us.
Have a good night, everybody.